More bad news, unfortunately. We have until this Friday, September 19th, to speak up for some of the most pristine areas of our national forests here in Florida. Let's talk about it. The Department of Agriculture has begun the process of rescinding the roadless rule, and we have until Friday, September 19th, to make public comment. Likely the most important land conservation measure that has been taken in our lifetime is the roadless rule, and it was enacted by massive popular demand to protect some of our most pristine areas and most unfragmented areas of national forest land, over 44 million acres across the US. These really pristine areas, we wanted to protect them from clear-cut timber harvesting and from damaging new road construction. And that's what the roadless rule does. It protects certain areas within national forests, and we have 3 of them in Florida, the most pristine areas from new road construction and then from damaging timber extraction. Vast swaths of land in the western US are protected by the roadless rule. Here in Florida, we have 3 national forests, and the land protected within our 3 national forests is not very large, especially in comparison to out west. It's large for Florida, but it is hyper pristine. I have not visited the roadless rule protected areas within the Ocala National Forest and the Osceola National Forest, but I've definitely spent a lot of time within the areas protected in the Apalachicola National Forest up here in the Panhandle, and I know they are some of the most pristine, some of the most well managed, and some of the most hyper diverse areas with, about a dozen listed plant species at least. There are many endemic species that only occur in this region of Florida that are protected on that land. There are federally endangered species that are protected on that land, and many Florida endangered and threatened species protected on that land. Really beautiful habitat that really deserves protection. So like me, you might have already, followed a link to some nonprofit's page and filled out a form letter for a public comment. But those form letter public comments are not as useful as writing an actual, human written public comment that is unique to you and unique to your experience on our public lands. So FNPS is asking you to write a personalized public comment. There's a link in our bio or a link below, depending on which social media platform you're viewing this. And we would really like you to include your personal experience on these lands, and then include, some facts about why new road development and timbering, clear-cut timbering, would be detrimental to these lands, which are pretty obvious. Loss of biodiversity, introduction of potential invasive species via new roads and via machinery from timbering, just the compaction of soil from the timber industry, making wildfire more likely. There's definitely a lot of research out there that shows that most wildfires start along roads because they're started unintentionally by humans. Any other things that you think should be included, we'd like for you to take a few moments in the next couple of days and get it in. We know how much the national forests in Florida mean to all of you, because I know how much they mean to me, and we need to do whatever we can to speak up.